Welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. Currently, guys, I am on the test server. We're gonna have a look at the new dwarf champion that was added in the most recent update. He actually has a very strong skill set. Looking forward to see what he can actually do. He is orientated a bit more towards PvP or PvE, talking about crowd control, ally attack, buffing, etc. Is definitely a champion that I would love to pull on my account. So if we're gonna go over to the dwarves, guys, we're gonna have this bad boy, Osgrun The Defiler. Now, one thing that I do want to mention, recently they've added the faction unity champion for the dwarves, and that champion buffs at the beginning of the fight with stone skin on the entire team if it's a full team of dwarves. One of the main things that this faction was lacking was a buff stripper that gets the job done. And Osgrun is going to be that one champion because with the second skill, Magics of Irat has a chance of removing all buffs from all enemies. Really strong. So if we're talking about siege mode, if we're talking about faction wars where you are facing that freaking annoying dwarf, you don't have to worry about it because he's going to strip off that stone skin. Decreases the turn meter of all enemies whose turn meter is equal to or lower than 50% by 20%. And if an enemy's turn meter is more than 50% full, decreases it to 50% instead, and will have a chance to place a stun on all the enemies that had their turn meter decreased to 50%. Overall, really good on a 3-turn cooldown, buff strip, turn meter manipulation, and hell, a stun on top of it just to be the cherry from the top of a cake. With the first skill, attacks an enemy and he will have a chance of increasing the cooldown of a random active skill on the target by 2 turns and will fill the turn meter of all allies by 10%. So you're getting a pretty strong turn meter boost on the basic skill. With the third skill, To That Unsurrendered, teams up with all allies to attack a single enemy on a 4-turn cooldown fully booked. The allies joining the attack will use their default skill. Before attacking, places an increased attack buff and a shatter buff on all allies for 2 turns. Shatter is basically enhancing your ignore defense capabilities. Decreases the cooldown of all allies' active skills except this champion by 1 turn if the target is killed. Once again, a really powerful skill right here. Increased attack with the ally attack, the shatter, the cooldown decrease if you kill the enemy. And the passive, allies inflict 20% more damage against enemies under a stun debuff. Whenever an ally is killed, instantly activates the Magics of Irat skill, will not put the skill on cooldown. Really good. So if an ally dies, you will instantly activate this second skill. Full strip and a chance to land a stun on them, which gives you a really good control champion that can definitely provide you with crazy support if you lose one of your allies. You have a speed aura for arena battles, 28%. Personally, even though he reminds me of God of War, he is a very powerful dwarf that I would love to pull on my account. Recently, they haven't really been adding a lot of non-void legendaries that are really good. This is definitely one of them. A good one, not a bad one. Not a bad one. I've just heard myself basically what I said. When we're talking about builds, guys, you have tons of different options on how you can build the champion. Now, because I want to try him in PvP, I decided to give him a stone skin set. I have a speed set on him. I have a good amount of speed and accuracy. I do have a 5-star soul active on him, but we're going to get to it in a second. You can always build him with Relentless plus stone skin. That's actually going to be better, especially if you go in with the A2, right? Extra turn, move into the A3. Really strong because you're going to be able to use the ally attack back to back. We can always use the Chrono Cube relic on him if you do have something like that available. It is a mythical relic, extremely hard to get. I would assume only a few people have it, but he's going to shine really good on with that relic, sorry, because that has a chance to give you an extra turn instantly. So buff strip, ally attack, bang, you wipe the enemy. So that's really good in my opinion. Stone skin, I do think, is somehow going to be mandatory regardless of what you're planning to do. Especially if you are trying to keep him alive, you want to have an ally dying so he can proc in the A2 skill. We're going to attempt to do that as well, of course. Total stats on him. We have 55k HP, 3.6k attack, 4.2k defense, 377 speed, 783 accuracy. Now, at the moment, I do not have a relic on him. I'm not planning to equip one either. In terms of a blessing, I decided to go with Intimidating Presence to boost his aura for PvP or someone else's aura. Of course, you have quite a bit of a flexibility in here when we're talking about blessings, now relics, sorry. Intimidating Presence is good. You can always look at getting something else. I would say Polymorph, but it's not really a very powerful PvP blessing anymore as it used to be. Temporal Chains can be really, really good as well. If they buff, then you go in with a buff strip. The only thing is, a lot of people tend to use protection nowadays. So you still kind of like want to go in front before they buff, right? I feel like it's pretty important. Masteries, we have defense and support, Eagle Eyes tier 6 just to get more accuracy. Very, very important to have accuracy on him to make sure he's going to be able to land all of those debuffs. First, I'm quickly going to show you how his entire kit actually works. So we're going to go in here. I'm not going to try and bring in champions to kill the waves or anything like that. This time around, we're going to let the enemies attack us, basically. So let me just quickly find him. I forgot that I gave him a 5-star blessing. Where are you hiding, bad boy? There we go. His aura, of course, is not going to be good at all for this because it's only for PvP. I'm going to bring in some random champions that do not have gear. Now, that passive will have a 3-turn cooldown, if I remember it correctly. No, a 4-turn cooldown. The active effect, right? So it's not like they kill an enemy and every time they kill one of our allies, he's going to proc that skill, right? Because it does have a cooldown. So let's go in like this. I will use this skill first. So we just dropped the thermometer. We're not going to stun right there. We took a turn before the rest because, of course, we do not have any gear on the rest. You see the increased attack, the shatter buff. We can do that again. So right now, they do have quite a bit of... Actually, yeah, let's use it. You see, stun on everybody because we brought their thermometer down to 50%. So that's really, really good. Really, really good to have an AoE stun like that. And then I kind of like want the enemies to kill some of our champions. So I'm going to try not to use his A2 skill to land stuns on everybody, right? So even if he's doing that, that's fine. Okay, you come on, you take your turns. We're going to go A1. We are boosting our thermometer. We're going to go A1. We're just going to go A1 on and on and on. Till they actually take a turn. So they killed one, bang. Look at that. Look at that. He dropped the thermometer on all of them because it was over 50%. He brought it back to 50% and put a stun on all of them. Right? That is just brilliant. So that's how the passive works. The skill is now on cooldown. So now I could do that again if I want to. Or use the ally attack instead because it would make more sense, right? Really, really solid champion. I love the skill set, the interactions on it. Really good. Unlike the mythical champion that is the event dungeon boss right now, which makes absolutely no sense. But if we are going to go in arena, do a couple of fights, let's see what we can expect from this bad boy. I'm not going to bring somebody that will drop my stone skin in there. Instead, I'm going to play it slightly different. So recently used first. I still forgot his name. We can use him in the lead because he has a better speed aura. I do need to bring in some damage. So let's see, who do we have on with gear? Carnage. No, Carnage is not the one. Gizmak. Gizmak is the one. He is pretty fast, but that's okay. And Ambris should have gear. We can use Ambris, yeah. Okay. What is it, bro? Ambris, where are you? There we go. So we're going to boost the thermometer. We're going to attempt to strip the buffs, see what happens. If they have stone skin, of course, there's only a 50-50 chance for the regular PvP. But outside of it, especially if you're going versus the dwarf, is definitely more than that. So, Narcissus, somehow missed his turn or has no gear because he's super slow. Let's see if we can actually remove some of these buffs. Okay, so we removed pretty much everything except that stone skin from Gizmak, which it is what it is, right? We got polymorphed. It's just the irony of me saying that it's not as strong anymore, right? But we're going to try to go versus some different enemies in a second too, where we don't have to worry too much about polymorph. So we can actually have a chance to move on to that second skill. So I see no polymorph in here. I'm not going to try to kill them now. I had to just wipe that one off because we got polymorph, so it was a bit pointless. No stone skin here, which is actually really good. If you're looking at the thermometer, right? Pay attention. We're using this. Stun on everybody. Ooh, baby, isn't that good? That's really good. That's really, really good. So let's go A1. Just buff that. Kind of like want to use the ally attack though. Yeah, Rotos, you do your own things, doesn't matter. So let's do that. Okay, and now we have the ally attack. So we're going to be able to just go and smash somebody to pieces, decrease the cooldown of our skills, because most likely we are going to kill one of these enemies, right? So let's go versus this Sifi. Hopefully we're going to kill her. We are boosting the thermometer with his A1 because of the ally attack. We can increase the cooldowns of the skills on that enemy that we are ally attacking. So if she was the only reviver in the team and we were increasing the cooldowns of the revive skill, she was not going to be able to revive after. We got more thermometer, which overall enables us to rotate much faster with our team. So it's a win-win. A really, really powerful skill set. A really powerful skill set. Let's quickly wipe this team right here. Increase the cooldowns. You see, bang. So if that was the revive, goodbye Duchess. You're not able to bring your team back. Really nice. Then if we are trying to find a team where we have somebody dying. So what HP I have on him? We have 55k HP. I need to bring in Nakret to protect him. So 70k on you. So Lazarius should be dying. So what I'm going to do right here, I'm going to bring in Nakret. Wait. So like that, we make sure that he doesn't die, so I can actually show you how the passive will work in PvP, right? Because I'm very curious to see if Warlord locks us. That should make quite a bit of a difference. So we got locked. We are Oh, wow. How are the rest so freaking slow? And now Marius should... I think we're still gonna lose him, though. Oh, no. We haven't. So he is stunned right now. Which is a bit odd because I would assume that passive probably triggered, but in fact it did not do anything. Right? I would assume so. Okay, so you're going for him. Okay, maybe not this team. Let's find a different one. It's just that stun from Odin kind of like messed up my entire mojo. I'm not sure what to expect anymore from it. I can go versus this one. So even if he locks the skills, the passive should still activate, of course, which it just makes sense. But I'm more curious to see if he doesn't. So let's... Okay, stun on everybody. Beautiful. I'm just going to attack Warlord. So we lock the skills. That's fine. A1. Boost the thermometer. A1 again. Okay, come on. Kill somebody, Lazarius. Oh, damn. That was pretty weak. Pretty weak sauce. What are you doing? I don't want to use an A... Actually, I can use an AoE. I don't think I'm going to kill nobody. Yeah, that's fine. So they buff. I'm going to go A1 right here. I'm waiting for that Gizmak to smack a couple of my champions. Oh, no. You're not metamorphing. Okay. Why are you attacking him, bro? You have like 20 of them with lower HP. What are you doing, Lazarius? Come on, dude. Aren't you ashamed of doing something like that? Well, guess what? You're going to get clapped. Ooh, baby. Look at that stun. Beautiful. And stripped all of the buffs. Even more beautiful. That's how crazy he's going to be versus versus the dwarf team in the siege is gonna be so freaking nasty. That's why I want him the most now. Ally attack. Let's go versus warlord. We decrease the cooldowns of our skills. Bro, instead of killing somebody else, you're killing him too, man. Come on, dude. Like, I'm trying to put that passive on here to activate, and you're still killing him. It's just the affinity. Force affinity. Maybe the lead as well. Let me just move him. We have nice, and we have the chicken here. Let's see how we are going to perform versus these ones. Really awesome skill set, though. I'm a big fan of this champion. Oof. They have tons of buffs. I'm going to attempt to strip them. See what RNG we have. Okay, we haven't removed any of the stone skin. We removed only of the buffs right there. That's fine. Let them do their own things. Okay. Let me protect my Lazarius. Oh, come on. We're so close to kill it, bro. Ally attack. Okay, let's try to get the reviver, but I'm not going to take it down. That's for sure, because I don't have enough damage now. Okay. Again, they're attacking him, bro. Can you go for freaking Embrace? He's so low. He's so low. We got that provoke, which sucks. Let's put some immunity on. Okay. Look at that. We landed one stun. Nothing on the chicken. I have a feeling we got resisted in there. Then, for whatever reason, we were not able to strip the immunity from Freya. Maybe she has really high resistance. And, of course, on Lady Noelle, she was under 50% ter meter. So we were not going to land one there. If we are going to do an ally attack, I definitely need to revive in order to be able to do something. But we can lock the skills maybe on that one. Yeah, she got resisted too. So let's do that. I think the chicken is going to attempt to kill us. Okay, we survived that hit from Nice as well. Buff strip. Yeah, you see, they have high resistance. Okay, they have high resistance. That's why we are failing. Yep. Okay, that makes more sense now. We're not going to kill these ones because my damage dealer is chilling on the floor. But it was just basically to show you how his passive will trigger. And that's actually pretty damn nice. Now, if I'm not going to mess around to show you the mechanics and we are going to go into the fight properly, it's going to be kind of like a bit of a different story. So we can put him in the lead. We have what we need there. And don't necessarily need to bring in Gizmak. You can bring in a lockout champion if you want to. Does he have gear? Yeah, he has some gear. Just to make sure that his lockout is not going to lock me out, right? Just making sure. Okay. Now, I know for a fact that Lazarius will attempt to clap me. So I'm going to stun him. We remove the stone skin. We stunned the entire team. Now, I can do that with him. Even though it's not a necessity, but at least give them the decreased attack. I can do that. And I can do that. Bang, GGG's. Now, I was going to say, I'm not going to try to kill him with Lazarius. I'm going to try to do this. Ally attack. 10% ter meter boost on all of your team. And just wipe them. That's why the Chrono Cube would be so freaking good on him. Now, Stone Skin still exists. It's still going to be a massive problem because of the 50-50 chance. But at least when you're going versus Black Tusk and his passive that puts Stone Skin on everybody, when you're going versus Arbais or different champions that place Stone Skin on themselves, there is no 50-50 chance there. You're going to remove it instantly as long as you're not getting resisted. That was all for this video, guys. Let me know what you think about Osgrun. I think he's a really solid champion. As usual, appreciate all of you guys watching, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.